Hello and welcome to Star Life, the channel where you can learn everything about your favorite celebrities. Today, we dive into the fascinating stories of two timeless icons, Bob Marley, the reggae legend, and Rock Hudson, a Hollywood star. Behind their public personas lie lives filled with complexity, marked by personal struggles, enduring legacies, and surprising revelations. Buckle up as we explore the lesser-known facets of these two monumental figures, from their triumphs to their challenges, through the insights of their loved ones and the secrets that shaped their legacies. Bob Marley, the man behind the reggae legend. Bob Marley, with his iconic dreadlocks, infectious rhythms, and lyrics championing freedom and unity, remains a global figure. His music, infused with spirituality and hope, continues to resonate worldwide. But beyond the image of the artist, who was Bob Marley really? A spiritual seeker, a passionate football fan, a devoted father, and a man whose life was tragically cut short at just 36 in 1981, taken by melanoma. Today, through the testimonies of his children and recent revelations, we uncover new aspects of his life and legacy. A life shaped by diversity. Bob Marley was born on February 6, 1945, in 9 Mile, Jamaica, to a Jamaican mother, said Ella Booker, and a British father, Norval Marley. This dual heritage deeply influenced his worldview, blending African roots with a global perspective. Raised in the gritty neighborhood of Trench Town in Kingston, he grew up amidst the challenges of poverty but also in a vibrant environment of music and culture. It was there that he forged his unique style, blending reggae, ska, and rocksteady while infusing messages of social justice and universal love. Marley wasn't just a musician. He was a deeply spiritual man, guided by the principles of Rastafarianism, a faith that promotes African unity, spiritual freedom, and respect for nature. This philosophy shines through in songs like One Love and Redemption Song, which have become global anthems. But he was also a down-to-earth man, a football enthusiast who played with friends and his children whenever he got the chance, a loving father, and a quiet philanthropist who supported Jamaica's underserved communities. A family united by legacy. Bob Marley left behind a large family, with 12 children, many of whom have followed in his footsteps in music and philanthropy. With his wife, Rita Marley, he had 3 biological children, said Ella, Ziggy, and Stephen. He also adopted 2 of Rita's children, Sharon and Stephanie. Each child has contributed to preserving their father's legacy, whether through music, business, or community service. Said Ella Marley, the eldest, is a creative force. A musician, author, and entrepreneur, she has won a Grammy and played a key role in producing the biopic Bob Marley, One Love, released on February 14, 2024. The film, which chronicles Marley's life in the late 1970s, has been praised for its fidelity to the artist's spirit. Said Ella shared that working on the project was a way to keep her father's legacy alive, not only through his music but also through his values of compassion and service. Ziggy Marley, one of the most prominent sons, is a major figure in reggae. With 8 Grammy Awards to his name, he has honored his father's musical legacy while carving his own path. In a heartfelt letter published in 2024, on what would have been Bob's 79th birthday, Ziggy shared intimate memories. "I miss you in every way, but especially your presence," he wrote. "When I visit my mother Rita, your music is always playing. You're there, in every note, every laugh, every smile." Ziggy also debunked a persistent rumor that Bob's final words were, "Money can't buy life." According to him, his father's true last words to him were, "On your way up, take me with you. On your way down, don't let me fall." These words, steeped in spirituality, reflect the deep connection between Bob and his children. Stephen Marley, another prodigious son, has also shone in the reggae world, winning multiple Grammy Awards for his albums and collaborations with his brother Damien. The latter, nicknamed Junior Gong, is a star in his own right with 5 Grammy Awards. In 2024, he released a new single, Makeda, continuing to carry the reggae torch. Julian Marley won a Grammy in 2024 for his album Colors of Royal, proving that the Marley family's musical talent remains a vibrant force. Other children, like Rohan, Karen, Stephanie, and Kaimani, have pursued varied paths, from entrepreneurship to philanthropy to design and poetry. Rohan Marley, for instance, founded Marley Coffee, a company promoting sustainable agriculture in Jamaica, while Karen runs an eco-friendly clothing line. Stephanie, director of the Rita Marley Foundation, continues the family's charitable efforts, while Kaimani cherishes rare memories of his father, like a moment spent in the countryside with Bob and Stephen, which he holds dear to his heart. Janesta Marley, the youngest, is a bold entrepreneur, running a cannabis business and DJing in her spare time. Each child, in their own way, embodies a facet of Bob's legacy, a blend of creativity, community engagement, and spirituality. As Stephanie Marley said during a 2015 speech at her alma mater, "We were raised to serve our brothers, our neighbors, even the man on the street. It's a way of life. My parents' fame came from their kindness, their willingness to give." The final days and an immortal legacy. Bob Marley's death in 1981 was a shock to the world. Diagnosed with melanoma in 1977, he continued to perform and create despite his illness until his condition no longer allowed it. His final words, as reported by Ziggy, reflect his life philosophy, an invitation to stay true to one's values, even in the face of adversity. After his passing, his music continued to inspire generations, and his message of unity and resistance remains as relevant as ever. The biopic Bob Marley, One Love reignited interest in his life and work, shedding light not only on his musical genius but also on his humanity. His children, by continuing his work, ensure that his spirit lives on. As Ziggy put it, everything we do is connected to him. Whether through a Grammy, a social enterprise, or a song played at home, Bob Marley continues to be a guiding light for the world. Rock Hudson, a Hollywood star with well-kept secrets. On the other side of the spectrum, Rock Hudson embodies another facet of celebrity, that of a charismatic actor whose personal life was marked by hidden struggles and sacrifices. A star of the 1950s and 1960s, Hudson was the archetype of the Hollywood idol, tall, handsome, with a magnetic charm that lit up the screen. But behind this facade lay a truth he had to conceal for decades: his homosexuality, at a time when such a revelation could have destroyed his career. The rise of an icon. Born Roy Harold Scherer Jr. on November 17, 1925, in Winnetka, Illinois, Rock Hudson grew up in a modest environment. The son of a telephone operator and an auto mechanic, he experienced a childhood disrupted by his parents' divorce at age 8. As a teenager, he was drawn to theater, but his difficulty memorizing lines initially held him back. After serving in the Navy during World War II as an aircraft mechanic, Hudson took on various jobs, from mail carrier to truck driver, before pursuing an acting career. Arriving in Hollywood, he adopted the name Rock Hudson, carefully chosen to reflect his rugged charisma. Despite a rocky start, it took him 38 takes to deliver a single line in his debut film, Fighter Squadron, 1948. His perseverance and natural charm propelled him to stardom. Films like Magnificent Obsession, 1954, All That Heaven Allows, 1955, and Giant, 1956, where he starred alongside Elizabeth Taylor and James Dean, established him as a leading man. His Oscar nomination for Giant and the Star of the Year title from Look magazine in 1958 solidified his status. Hudson shone not only in film but also on television, with memorable roles in Macmillan and Wife, 1971 to 1977, and a guest spot on Dynasty, 1984 to 1985. Yet, behind the spotlight, his personal life was a constant balancing act between his public image and private truth. A private life under pressure. In the 1950s and 1960s, Hollywood was an unforgiving place for LGBTQ+ individuals. Rock Hudson, aware that revealing his homosexuality could ruin his career, lived a double life. His brief marriage to Phyllis Gates, 1955 to 1958, was partly a facade to quell speculation. Yet, close friends like Elizabeth Taylor and Marilyn Monroe were reportedly aware of his true identity and supported him privately. One of Hudson's most significant relationships was with Lee Garlington, from 1962 to 1965. Garlington, now 87, remembers Hudson as a gentle giant, a kind and caring man constrained by the era's norms. Their romance, though deep, was marked by discretion. Hudson forbade couple photos, fearing they could betray their relationship. A single image, taken during a vacation in Puerto Vallarta in 1963, captures a rare moment of their intimacy. Those vacations, recommended by Elizabeth Taylor, offered the couple a rare freedom away from prying eyes. Garlington shared tender memories of their time together: beach walks, open-top Jeep rides, moments of spontaneity far from paparazzi. But the constant pressure to maintain a public facade ultimately led to their separation. Years later, Garlington discovered a biography in which Hudson described him as his true love. "I had no idea I meant so much to him," he said, moved to tears. A historic turning point: the fight against AIDS. In 1985, Rock Hudson made headlines by publicly revealing his AIDS diagnosis, becoming the first major Hollywood star to speak openly about the disease. At a time when AIDS was stigmatized and misunderstood, his decision was an act of courage that transformed public discourse. His revelation raised awareness, leading to increased donations for research and prompting the U.S. Congress to allocate $221 million to develop a cure. Hudson sought treatment in Paris, where he collapsed in a hotel in July 1985. Despite efforts by his publicist to seek help from the Reagan administration, Hudson was a longtime friend of Ronald and Nancy Reagan. No assistance was provided, reflecting the era's inaction on the AIDS crisis. Hudson passed away on October 2, 1985, at age 59, leaving a void in the entertainment industry. Complex legacy. Rock Hudson's legacy extends beyond his screen roles. His AIDS revelation marked a turning point in the fight against the disease, and his personal story continues to inspire discussions on acceptance and inclusion. Posthumously, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and a bronze plaque was erected in his honor in West Hollywood in 2002, thanks to his friend Elizabeth Taylor. Recent revelations have added a new layer to his story. A woman named Judy Dent, whose mother filed a lawsuit against Hudson's estate, claims to be his biological daughter. DNA tests reportedly confirmed a connection, but the inheritance issue remains unresolved, adding a touch of mystery to Hudson's ongoing saga. A spiritual connection between two icons. Though Bob Marley and Rock Hudson moved in different worlds, their lives share striking parallels. Both navigated the tension between their public personas and private truths, whether it was Marley's Rastafarian spirituality or Hudson's hidden homosexuality. Both left legacies that transcend their era, inspiring generations through music, film, and activism. Their struggles, triumphs, and vulnerabilities remind us that behind every icon lies a human story, one of courage, sacrifice, and love. Conclusion: a call to reflection. Bob Marley and Rock Hudson, each in their own way, changed the world. Marley, with his songs of unity and redemption, gave a voice to the oppressed. Hudson, with his courage in facing AIDS, broke taboos and paved the way for greater empathy. Their stories, though different, invite us to reflect on how we can live authentically, love without fear, and leave a positive mark on the world. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Which Bob Marley songs or memories touch you the most? Which Rock Hudson films left an impression? Share your reflections in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Star Life to stay updated on our content. Click the bell icon to turn on notifications, and join us for more fascinating stories about your favorite stars. See you soon.